All right, Ali, so let me run you through the scenario I had a couple of months ago. And I'm actually still not sure where this whole thing stands, okay? But run me through the whole process because I didn't even – so I'm merging on a 285, right? And without getting too specific about it, I get hit in the back by an 18-wheeler.
Okay.
Hits my
Hold on. I was salivating a little bit. I'm just kidding.
Hits my truck, but I'm fine. He does a little fishtail thing, and he goes right into the median, right? Okay. He did more damage to his truck than I did to mine.
Okay.
So we both pull over to the side of the road, okay? And he was really cool. I didn't know what to expect. I guess I was being like stereotypical. I'm like, oh man, is this guy going to come out of his truck and beat the shit out of me? So he gets out of the car and he's like a 60-year-old dude. He gets out and he was more concerned with me and I was concerned about him. It was really cool. So we pull over to the side of the road. We call Sandy Springs police. They come on out. They check out the accident. They ask me a couple of different things. They ask him a couple of different things. And they say, look, we can't really determine who did what here.
Wow.
Yeah. And quite frankly, one of the cops said, and it's just a bunch of paperwork and stuff too. So why don't you guys have your insurance companies just work it out? They don't write anything up.
Wow.
At all. So I call my insurance company. I guess he calls his insurance company. I get a call from his. They're asking me interview questions. My insurance company calls also. And the last I heard, they were trying to determine who was at fault.
Okay.
So as we're sitting here today, I still have no idea where that case is. I don't know if they're arguing, so I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So first thing, let's rewind it back. First thing I should have done after I got hit, right? Who should I have called? If I did get like a little injury, of course you're going to say you, right?
No, I think here's a couple of things that you should have done.
Explain how it happens and where you would predict it is in the whole process right now. Because I'm just expecting a call at some point from somebody saying, hey, you owe dude $450,000.
Okay, so first, Bert, I think you just got taken advantage of. Sometimes the police officers just don't want to do their job because it is a lot of paperwork.
They even said that.
The second thing is truck drivers, when they get a ticket on their record, it is detrimental to their CDL, the license that they have, and their insurance rates could skyrocket. And so specifically with commercial cases and tractor-trailer cases, you have to get clear liability on the police report. So the first mistake that you made was talking to the truck driver in such a way where he could have taken advantage of you.
So he could have used the info that I gave him, twisted it a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
It should have been very clear. Hey, man, you rear-ended me. I'm going to call my lawyer, or should we just call the police, take care of this right now?
This dude, the truck driver, was so nice. I
nice. Understand that.
And but he didn't know who was at fault either. He's like, dude, I never even saw you.
Okay. So first, I think everyone should have a dash cam in their vehicles because it minimizes this kind of problem from occurring. Second is, when you are involved in an accident, the first thing you should do is take out your phone and start recording. I recommend you put your phone in airplane mode so that you don't get any calls disturbing you during that conversation with the at-fault driver, with the police department, whoever. Because during that conversation, I promise you there was an opportunity to get his admission that he was at fault. And if you come out saying, oh, well, I don't know what happened, like you clearly know that he rear-ended you, caused him, and you know that that's what happened, but he changed the story. And a lot of truck drivers actually have dash cam video footage in their trucks. So you can send what's called a non-spoliation letter to the truck driver company and tell them, hey, I need you to send me all this evidence. Anything that you destroy as of now, because you're getting notice of this claim, will be used against you. And in Georgia and many other states, sending that spoliation letter allows you to assume worst case scenario if they do destroy this evidence. Meaning you can say that he knowingly rear-ended you and he tried to change up the entire story as a result of them trying to hide this evidence from you. So dash cam, very beneficial. Number 2, record, take pictures and videos of the accident scene. Number 3, look for other witnesses. If there was someone else that saw the accident happen, 285 is notorious for truck accidents, car accidents. that evidence also will help build up your case. Now, with it being a tractor trailer, usually they have a minimum of $750,000 of coverage under the FMCSA. Most of the time, it's $1 million plus coverage, but they're going to do whatever they can to avoid this hike in their insurance and to get that ticket.
Does it matter if the trailer wasn't actually attached to it? It was just like the cab. It was just the front of it, or does
No,
that change?
that's US DOT.
Same.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. They're going to have that 7 figures in coverage. The case that I worked on that was very similar to this was my client had a dash cam in their car, and he was rear-ended by a tractor trailer. The moment the police came, the tractor trailer driver said, yeah, well, you jumped into my lane and slammed the brakes. That's why I rear-ended you, because clearly there's a little bit of damage to the back of his vehicle. And again, property damage can be used, but and truck drivers, I feel like, are the most educated when it comes to getting out of these liability situations. Luckily, my client had video footage, and we were able to make a claim against the tractor trailer company just because of their heinous and egregious behavior. They ended up paying $175,000 on it, and the guy wasn't really like that hurt, but the truck driver and the trucking company was trying to hide a much deeper issue, which was they had 40 different DOT violations in the past 2 years. Bad brakes, maintenance of the truck. Some of their drivers were logging in more than 10 hours a day. All of these are deviations of the federal guidelines. And so with tractor trailer companies specifically, it's important to have a lawyer investigate the case, because a lot of times they're trying to avoid liability, and it ends up affecting you negatively because now they're beating you up. Now your insurance is going to go up. Now you're going to have to pay that deductible. Now you're the one who was actually injured and who was had this injury negligently thrusted upon them. Now you have to pay for it. And had you simply taken out your phone, started recording, not with any sort of ulterior motive of taking advantage of people, but just documenting what happened, this would be a very different situation.
And you recommend that? So let's take the truck out of it and take me out of it. So do you recommend that for any accident, any client? If there is an accident like that, first thing you do is take your phone out and immediately start recording and taking pictures?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right. Because there's in the rules of evidence, without getting too legal, without getting too technical, in the rules of evidence, when there's an emergency situation, the law assumes that you're not going to lie, that you're going to naturally say what's on your mind because you haven't taken a chance to actually rehearse it. So because of its immediacy and emergency in nature, the moment you take out the phone, you're like, hey, I'm freaking out. This accident just happened. This tractor trailer just rear-ended me. Boom, 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 boom. Even though this is really hearsay, it's an out-of-court statement being used for submission.
Interesting.
The law allows, the rules of evidence usually allow an exception for these emergency situations. And so when someone comes in, like there's been some sort of homicide, some sort of murder, right? And the police come in right away. Anything that you say immediately after this homicide occurs is almost always admissible because it's an emergency situation. You have a heightened sense of attention, and you almost naturally just say the truth or what happened because you're not thinking about lying and thinking about building up the case. So even though the typical person wouldn't do that, typical person is going to take out their phone and record the accident scene because you can see the property damage. So when you take out your phone, you can also document exactly what just occurred. It's like, hey, here's the back of my car. There's the scratches on it. Here's a tractor trailer. They rear-ended me. They fishtailed and went across the other end. Now they're at the other side. You can see these tire marks here. You clearly have evidence of what had just happened. And keep your phone with you until you confront the other driver. If the other driver is trying to change up the story and lie about it, you say, hey, man, I got you on video. Don't lie. You know what happened.